Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. You're watching the Niners All Day Show. What up, Bronze? What up, Dre? Let's get it, man. Yee!
Yo, what's going on? What's going on to all the faithful out there, all of the Niners All Day supporters? Shout out to all of the Patreons. Shout out to all the subscribers. Shout out to all the people who press that thumbs up button. If you haven't done it already, just go down below, press subscribe, press the like. Even if you press the dislike, I don't give a damn. You're gonna keep on doing this. Jason, how you doing today, bro?
I'm great, Trey. How are you, man? I mean, you a little bit extra lit because of the Dodgers and everything. We were just talking about it. So you feeling good? You got a little smile on your face. I see it.
Yeah, man. I woke up, drank a lot of water, ate some fruit, took a nice shower, cut my hair, groomed myself, ate breakfast with the family. I feel great. I feel lovely, buddy. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Let's go ahead and bring our guy in here, man. What's up with Iggy, man? What's going on, Grant? How you doing?
Yo, bro? I have a quick question right off the bat. Did you guys ask Kendrick Bourne to say yay, or was that his own flavor that he put into it?
That was all Kendrick.
That's all drip, man. That's that KB.
Where is he from?
He's from Portland, bro. He's from Portland.
Is that how people act in Portland? They pretend like they're from the Bay?
Nah, it's just
it's kind of like upper Northern California. It's not too far away.
The town got people. They got their own swag out here. Bro.
That's what's
they
up.
got their
All right.
swag.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you guys.
Yeah.
Happy to see you too.
I saw you guys had my guy on last night.
Vish
is awesome.
I don't know who that guy is.
He's great, man. He really I was like even like oh whoa like he said some things that I was even like whoa I didn't even think of that.
And he knows the whole league. I don't know what that guy's been doing in his 19 years on Earth, but damn. 20, excuse me. 20.
He's only 20?
Wow.
He's 20. Yeah.
Wow.
He has a great future ahead of him, man.
For sure.
Yeah. He definitely knows the game in and out. Good energy. Energy. Man, it was nice having him on. We definitely
smart guy. Very smart guy.
Glad you had him on.
More. Yeah, man. So let's get into this game. Obviously the injuries, they keep on popping up. They keep on smacking us in the face. But I still have some hope that we can win this game. What's the first thing that we should talk about? I think that
you
we
don't
should
exude
talk
hope.
Huh?
You don't exude hope. You look like
yeah, right. Like he already
like anything's possible any given Sunday.
Hey man. I think the first thing that we should talk about is the backside of the defense. And who's going to start? Is it, I don't know who's going to start. They haven't announced it. So I guess it's going to be like a game time decision and we'll find out right before the game. We don't know if it's going to be Jonathan Cyprien. We know Marcel Harris is going to start for sure, right? For Jaquaski Tart, but we don't know who's going to start for Jimmy Ward. I want to know how you guys feel about, Jonathan Cyprien and if that's the way to go. Because he's a veteran and he doesn't take bad angles to tackles like Tavarius Moore does. Even though Tavarius Moore is probably way better at coverage than him, I feel like, I would rather have guys who are better at the run because I feel like New England is going to try to run it down our throat. And Cam Newton's going to get a lot of carries that game, probably, 15 carries, So I want to know, how you guys feel about that and who should be starting on the backside of the defense on Sunday.
I defer to Grant because you actually got to watch him. You got to watch Cyprien in camp. Like, it's hard for me to get. For me to get a gauge on Cyprien because all I have to go off of is the reports. So,
I can't gauge his tackling because they don't tackle in camp.
Right.
I mean, he did have 3 picks. He was in the right place at the right time. He looked like a playmaker. Look, everything Dre said, I agree with. I mean, I like Tavarius Moore. If the Niners were playing the Chiefs or the Seahawks, you'd want him on the back end because that's a vertical passing offense. But this isn't. Like it's a run first, run second, and dink it down to Julian Edelman third or James White. So I don't see how Tavarius Moore helps in this matchup, and I can definitely see how he hurts you. So I don't know, give him a chance maybe, but you have to have Jonathan Cyprien ready to go. And I think probably your best tandem is Harris and Cyprien.
Yeah, most definitely.
And the thing is that we talked about too is like the thing that concerns, Vish brought it up, and this is what I was seeing on the film too in his short time being there. Like Marcel Harris, man, sometimes, man, he takes these weird angles and he's like throwing his body like. Tackling Cam, you have to wrap up, and you can't allow him to get out of there. So, that's the only thing that would concern me on that end. But yeah, I agree. Like we saw Tavares Moore play in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Like, you know, he had an interception. Like, that's exactly where they can use him. He's fast enough to do things like that. But like you said, I'm not afraid of N'Keal Harry. I'm not afraid of Jacoby Myers, of Hunter, whoever. Like, they don't have receivers.
Exactly.
Izzo at tight end. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Asiasa or Izzo. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? If those guys beat us, there's a way bigger issue going on than that, honestly. So
yeah. Grant, I have a question for you. In training camp, did you see Tavares Moore get any snaps at the nickel?
Yes, absolutely. None at corner, but a bunch of snaps at nickel. It seemed like they were working on an emergency package.
Right.
And he got him there. Ward got him there.
Yeah.
Mosley the year before.
Okay. So, you know, so now we have proof that Tavares Moore did get a lot of snaps at the nickel in training camp, right? Because I didn't know, but now that we have that proof, right, and he's prepared to play that position, why are we going to start Jamar Taylor? Because I know that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, Jamar Taylor got all the reps with the starters at nickel in training camp, and like when Tavares Moore or Jimmy Ward would get reps, they would split them and it'd be with the backups. So maybe whatever they saw they didn't like. Well, the way I see Jamar Taylor is he's just there to basically blitz. I mean, that's what he does, and I guess that's what Robert Saleh's favorite thing to do is to show the blitz off one side and then bring the nickel off the other guy. I mean, he does it every game. And Jamar Taylor's pretty good at it. But if they're actually in man-to-man coverage situations, you really don't want him on Edelman. You'd rather have anyone, Ward, Moore, anyone.
I have a question. So, like, I went back and I watched the Rams game again, right? And all of this time that I was giving McVay all this credit, I really want to, like, take a little bit of a dump on him right here. And I'm going to tell you why. So, look. You know Verrett is over there, and you know that Mosley's there, right? But you continue to run the 11 personnel. Why aren't you running 4 wide receivers trying to see who's going to match up against these other guys and exploiting the matchup that you should be? Like, why wouldn't you put 4 guys out there and make Jamar Taylor guard somebody, make someone else guard somebody? It's like, what does McVay do as far as adjustments? Like, what was he looking at? And look, I'm on the outside looking in, and it took me 3 viewings to actually say, why the hell didn't you do it? So obviously I'm not better at it. But this offensive mind, for me, when I watch 2 guys that are solid, both of them, Mosley and Verrett, it's like, dude, you've got to figure out ways to get other guys involved. And it's like, why aren't you running more 4 wide receiver sets? Like, McVay blew it in this game too. Like, thank God McVay blew it and Goff was bad. Honestly, that really, really helped. Honestly, this week. So it's
also, you don't have to run 4 receiver sets to exploit Jamar Taylor. You can do it from 11.
He didn't want to do anything different though. Like,
it's like Jamar Taylor had that one PBU at the beginning of the game, and McVay was like, "Well, that guy's pretty good. Can't go back." Like, no, actually, just try again.
Right.
Try again.
Right.
Yeah. Most definitely. So we got that established. Who we think should be playing on the backside. Now we have to talk about Haranis Grasu. The very first game that he played against the Cardinals, I thought that he played extremely well. He was one of the only players on the offensive line that didn't allow a pressure nor a sack. That's pretty good. The Arizona Cardinals, they beefed up their interior defensive line this offseason. I don't know why I did that, and my computer's tripping. And they have a pretty good defensive line, minus Chandler Jones now, but when we played them, they had Chandler Jones. How do you feel about Haranis Grasu starting? And, you know, is that going to have a negative impact on our offense? And I want to hear from Jason first.
So like I said, you know, with Grasu, man, it's you know, it's a drop off from Garland, right? But I mean, I think it's not so far of a drop off where we should be like super scared. You know, like the thing is realistically, all he has to do is make sure he knows his calls and he knows how to call out the protections and things like that. And honestly, in week 1, you know, he wasn't the issue. So I mean, I'm not as worried as everybody else. Like I said, it's a drop off, but it's not so much that it's like it's not like the Patriots have these interior linemen that I'm just like, oh my God, you know, like we got to stop. You know, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I'm not really too worried about it.
And it's not like Ben Garland was playing well.
Right.
Now, he wasn't playing well physically. He wasn't getting the line calls out correctly. There were all kind of missed assignments. I mean, Grasu might have been better. Remember, Garland missed most of training camp. He was not playing at the level he was playing at to finish last season. I mean, who knows what his quarantine workouts were like. But the issue for me isn't necessarily Grasu. It's what happens if Grasu gets hurt? What's the backup plan there? What do you do?
McKivitz?
Yeah, I mean, Colton McKivitz, or do you slide Brunskill over there and bring Like, if Grasu gets hurt, things get bad. As long as he can just get through the entire game, the Niners should be okay.
Yeah, Brunskill needs to stay where he's at. After what he did to Aaron Donald, he made Aaron Donald look like a hoe. Period.
But who, you're right, but who has experience to play center if Grasu gets hurt? Like, you could say McKivitz, how many snaps has he taken in his life? Maybe even in practices, maybe less than 100. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. And then the other thing too about Grasu is, like, remember, him and Jimmy started hiking the ball to each other like right before the game started. Right before week 1, like, and it was pretty good. So, like, all things considered, man, like, I'm not as worried. But yeah, if there is an injury, then I have to suspect that as Colton McKivitz is next up. But yeah, is that good?
Is that a good thing? If it's Brunskill, is that a good thing? They need Grasu's like one of the most important players in this game. He needs to play the whole game and be certain and be solid.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, man. I hope that it doesn't have a negative effect on the offensive line. I feel like the last game that we just played against the Rams was the best I've seen our offensive line all year. They played extremely well. Like I said, Aaron Donald was nothing. He was nothing. And the way he disrespected Deebo Samuel after the game made it even that much better. Like, who the Deebo Samuel is. All right,
let me play devil's advocate here. You think that, like, when they watch the film that they're just like they memorize their numbers?
No, I don't want to. No. Deebo destroyed them last year, and he destroyed them this year.
It's a division opponent. It sounded fake,
bro. We ain't about to give.
I was just trying to play devil's advocate. That's all.
That's fair, but it's just like that's he's in your division. You got it.
Yeah, he definitely was talking, but I think that in defensive meetings sometimes they're just like 19, 81, 85. But it's true. There's no way that Aaron Donald doesn't know who George Kittle is, right? So
I didn't realize Aaron Donald's such a sore loser.
Right? What's up with him, man? Because there's a track record of this. He kicked himself out of that game on Monday night when it was Chip Kelly, right? He lost it. The same thing here. It's like even the way he answered the question, who? Who
that is, bro. Like, and I mean, I'm gonna call you overrated now, just for that. Aaron Donald, you're overrated. I said it.
I mean, he's a really good athlete, but if you watch the film, like, he freelances so much and
he does his own thing.
Pass that he'll jump out of gaps, and it's like, well, you hurt your defense there. You're still a good player, but you're allowed to do that. I guess they give you the freedom, but
they let him do whatever he wants. Not that good. Overrated. Anyways, let's go to Dante Pettis, your guy. He is on the trade block.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the trade block.
How petty is that to announce that he's on the trade block on his birthday?
Damn,
that is.
It must be so personal between it.
That is so petty.
It seems
so
like
petty.
Every piece of evidence points to it being really personal between Pettis and Shanahan. Also, remember when Pettis had that long, awkward press conference during training camp? He said that there was a story that he needed to tell, but he was going to wait. Like, I don't think we're going to get to hear that story, man.
We might. If he moves on, if we move him, he might just be like, "It's time. I'm dumping everything out here."
Hey, I think that Pettis is trying to hold back that he is a part of the alphabet people. And he doesn't want to bring it out.
I don't know that's fair to say. I think he has a girlfriend right now.
He does. He's the Seahawks cheerleader.
Yeah. Right. I don't know, man. It might be something about his relationship with Kyle, dude. Maybe that's why Pettis is still on the team, because he has some dirty laundry on someone. I don't know. But I hear what you're saying. I just get the feeling that that's not what he was talking about at that press conference. But I could be wrong.
I mean, do you really think there's any suitors for Dante Pettis? Like, he hasn't caught a pass this year.
Yeah, there'll be suitors. How many, in this league, it's ego driven, right? So how many people are looking at Dante Pettis like, yo, let me get my hands on him and I'm going to fix him. Whether you can or you can't is up to you. But there's definitely teams out there that are looking at Pettis like, we can get him fixed.
He's like Mario Manningham. He can't go over the middle, and he's not super fast to go down the field. But if you have a quarterback who can buy a little time, I still think Pettis can be a really good downfield threat. Like, put him with Ben Roethlisberger or Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. And he's like the third option or the fourth. I think he'd be pretty good on this team where you're just throwing a bunch of like screens and slants. He's worthless.
Or even like Aaron Rodgers, right? Like it wouldn't shock me if they were in on him just to see what he has left. Like if you have him running comebacks and things like that, as long as it's not anything really tough, you could probably get something out of him.
Packers is a great call because he already knows the offense basically, and they have no number 2 receiver. Great call.
Lazard's on IR. MVS is not doing what they thought he would do at this point. And Rodgers Rodgers is, the only thing that scares me is that Rodgers will like shoot your confidence down by never throwing you the ball ever again.
Yeah, and I see like someone like Russell Wilson wouldn't be so
right.
I mean, it's amazing how Aaron Rodgers just takes these guys that are like sitting in the stands, and he just throws to 358, and he throws to 380 and 324. He's so good.
See, I will be careful with Pettis. To me, like I've always like made fun of him and stuff, but he did play well as a rookie, which is hard to do as a wide receiver. And it wasn't like Trent Taylor. Like he actually averaged like 16, 17 yards a catch. He was a great guy. You're just gonna give up on him, or like you never really got a second chance after crashing and burning last year. I feel like he could really go to another team and blossom, and then you'd feel dumb because you liked him, you traded up for him, and then you gave up on him and never. I don't know.
Grant, so is this Trent Taylor? Bash? Is this the week that we're just going in on him? Like,
can we like spend 5 minutes talking about Trent Taylor?
Sure, go for
How does this guy get a pass? He's terrible. He should retire. Whatever, he was good as a rookie, but he hurt his back. He hurt his foot. It's over. You see him. He doesn't get open like he used to.
Hold on. Say that one more time. Trent Taylor should what?
Trent Taylor should retire. It's over. It's over for him. And that's not even trying to be mean. You watch the tape. What he could do as a rookie in 2017 was beat man coverage. He really could. He can't anymore. So I don't see what he does.
But Grant, he's gonna make the Pro Bowl, Grant, and he's gonna lead the team in catches, Grant.
But he was really good in training camp when he was going against Jamar Taylor. Yeah,
I'm sick of it, guys. Like I understand that we're happy that we like our players and everything, but let's pump the brakes on our players all the time. Let's just chill out, man. Like all these articles that came out, Trent Taylor's been tearing it up in camp. Pick him up in your fantasy.
Also, remember, K'Wan Williams missed the past 2 camps, and that coincides with Trent Taylor's explosion in practice. Forget that. We've seen
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. He didn't go against K'Wan. So Trent Taylor, we've seen him in a lot of games. He doesn't have the quickness and explosion he used to have. It's over for him athletically. He already was working in a very fine line. Like he didn't have much wiggle room, and he's lost it. I'm sorry. Richie James needs to have his playing time.
Give his snaps to Richie James.
Thank you, Jason.
Please. At least Richie can do things with the ball in his hands.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Richie James is if you look at his statistics last year, he had 5 receptions for $165. That's 27.5 per reception and 1 touchdown. That was his stats.
Big play waiting to happen.
That means
who is in a big play? Who is not a big play waiting to happen? Trent freaking Taylor.
Yeah.
You can't run that pinball screen that they ran, in Arizona. That's not how you're not running that to Trent Taylor. Like Richie James caught the first touchdown pass of the year last year.
Right.
And it was on a deeper not a deeper pass, but it was on a pass where he was running vertically.
Yeah.
And Trent Taylor don't have that.
Yeah. That's one thing I just don't understand as to why, his stats say that when he touches the ball, it could possibly be a 25, 30-yard gain every time he touches the ball.
And it's a good blocker.
Right. And if you get it to him in the right position and at the right time of the game, maybe it's a time where it's 4th and 2 and we want to do something like we did with George Kittle this last week against the Rams and bust one open for a 40-yard touchdown. That is the player that Richie James could be. And I sometimes I just, ask myself, Kyle, why doesn't this guy get the opportunity? You know what I mean? Like it kind of it bothers me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you give Jeff Wilson Jr. like 12 carries and he gets 2 yards a carry and then he gets a catch, for 15 yards and then that validates, that's why he's in the game. No.
What about Richie James?
Exactly.
What about Ross? 2 guys, Richie James and Ross Dwelly. Those guys legitimately always come through when they're given a chance and they never get chances. Like Ross Dwelly, Kittle was out. Jordan Reed got hurt. They had no tight ends against the Giants. He catches 4 or 5 passes, made nice plays, gets yards after the catch. No target since that game. Yeah. What is that?
I mean, I just don't get that. Don't have him blocking one-on-one on the island.
Please.
It's fine.
Please. It's horrible.
Please. That's not what he's on the team to do. That's what Warner's there to do. What are you doing? I don't know.
That didn't make any sense. Have Warner on that side blocking, and then you have Ross Dwelly go out for a snap. Kittle wasn't on the field.
I mean, Trent Taylor really got a target in the red zone against the Rams. Like, why?
Right.
Why? How did that get greenlit?
Right.
I don't have no idea. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But we'll see what happens. I just kind of wanted to touch on Dante Pettis a little bit. Hey Dante, I'm not picking on you anymore. I mean, you already blocked me on Twitter. Whatever happens. Huh?
What'd you do?
He tweeted about making pastries, and I asked him, Dante, have you been working out this offseason? And he blocked me. So Dante, this is from Fran 49er, aka Niners All Day Dre. I hope that you go somewhere where your labor will be fruitful. That's what I hope for you, right?
You need a head coach who believes in you, man.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, he gave up on you a long time ago.
Yeah, Kyle. He did most definitely. All right, man. So
real quick before we get off Dante, I have a theory. I think it went south when they hired Wes Welker. When they hired Wes Welker, his stock went down, and never came back. And I think the new wide receiver coach was like, not an NFL player. And maybe Wes is right, maybe Wes is wrong. But the year before, when they had the previous wide receiver coach, whoever that was, Pettis seemed to be all right. And maybe that was the guy who said, draft Pettis. I think Welker might be part of it. Welker likes tough guys.
It was Miles Austin, and Miles Austin is more of a Dante Pettis. Well, I should say Dante Pettis is more of like a Miles Austin ilk, where he has that same body size, runs great routes. He's real wiggly. He got some speed to him. And Wes Welker is more of like, you have to run great routes, you have to have sure hands, and you have to be tough. Right?
Yeah, tough.
And
what it is Pettis lacks the gym rat, lunch pail, hard hat that Welker is, right? Like
true.
Like although like
because Welker was like a 6th-round pick, and
all those cliches are like right there on the table, right? Like for him, So like I think that's what it is really. It's like Wes Welker wasn't expected to do anything in this league, and he wound up turning it into a career that based on some of the people that are in the Hall of Fame, you might even be able to make an argument that he should be in there,
right?
So
he might. Let's talk about Belichick versus Kyle Shanahan. This is going to be the talk that we're going to hear is Kyle Shanahan versus Belichick, right? Who do you guys think has the advantage? Who has the advantage? Whether it's Belichick defensive schemes or whether it's
always Belichick. It's always Belichick. But the question is, how much of an advantage does he have? And I think on Kyle, it's not huge because Kyle can hold his own. To me, with the issue, we talked about this, I think, is it's always about you got to adjust to Belichick. It doesn't matter how good your game plan is. McVay might have a good game. Belichick is just too smart. He's too experienced. He'll see what you're doing by the second quarter and have a solution by the third. And if you don't have like one more adjustment that you can go to, like one changeup that he hasn't seen yet, you're screwed. And I think Kyle, he should know that by now. Right. He lost the Super Bowl because his offense was MIA in the second half. He needs to know that like you got to save a couple of things for the second half and you win. I'm picking the Niners to win this game, but I don't think the Niners offense is going to score like 30 or 25. Yeah.
So conventional wisdom says, Bill has insight on Jimmy because he had him for so long. He knows his strengths and weakness. But here's what I'm going to say. If he never had Jimmy, he would know his strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
True. Everybody does.
Everyone knows.
Everyone
does.
He's watching your third.
The book is out.
It's a little bit overstated, right? Like he knows, but he would know either way because all you have to do is look at the film and look at how like Belichick would know. Belichick knows everyone's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it's just that he knew before everyone else, but the book is out. It hasn't changed. This is it.
So, look, I hate we talked about it yesterday with Vish, 6'1", bare fronts, a whole bunch of that, just trying to cut off the run and making Jimmy throw. Jimmy's got to throw the ball.
Yeah, just turn on the Miami tape. It's going to look like that. Yeah.
Right. Brian Flores was part of that game plan that shut down the Rams. Obviously. Like, there was no way for him to not run that again. So, you'll see it again. It's on Jimmy to win this game. It's going to be very, very ugly. I've got it 2017. It's going to be an ugly game. Whatever the over-under is, it's under. The point total smash the under in this game.
Yeah.
No way. So it's yes, Bill has the advantage, but Bill would still have this sort of advantage because he understands what goes on with quarterbacks. So it's like it's a little overstated, a little bit.
He may have the mental and schematic advantage, but he doesn't necessarily have the personnel advantage.
That's my thing, right? Patrick Chung's not there to chase around George Kittle. Now you're gonna have to shade two people on George Kittle, right? Like Dante Hightower's not there as well. Like these are all things like it's one thing for scheme, but personnel has to upload the scheme, and that's what I'm not as afraid of, right? No edge rushers, anything like that. They're bottom 5 in run defense. They don't have, and it just don't throw the ball to Stephon Gilmore. That's it. Like just don't do that, and you're fine.
And they're going to sell out to stop the run and stop Kittle. So all you have to do is spread the ball around.
That's it.
Use check, Dwelly, McKinnon,
right,
Wilson, anyone, Richie James. Just don't force it to whoever Gilmore's covering or
that's it.
Kittle.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. You know, the thing about Belichick is he's. We're gonna read it. I just want to,
my bad.
You know, talk a little bit about Belichick versus Shanahan. The thing about Belichick is he's so good and he's so smart, but at the same time he's a scumbag, right? Like he probably watched your Thursday practice on Friday. You know what I mean? We know what he does. We know what he does. And Kyle Shanahan, I hope you guys have your own communication devices when you get to MetLife because they're known for turning off your radios. Go ask Mike Tomlin.
Gillette.
Oh, Gillette.
Thank God, don't do MetLife again.
Yeah.
Hey, they're 2-0 at MetLife. They should be so lucky.
Yeah. So, you know, go ask Mike Tomlin. Like they're known for, you know, turning off your radio devices in mid-game
where you don't have a playoff type game for them. They're desperate.
Exactly. And you might want to have your meetings. You might not want to talk about too much or write stuff on the whiteboard inside of the locker room because they're known for bugging locker rooms. That's just what Belichick does, right? He's
also,
a scumbag.
They could flip the fire alarm at 2 a.m. in your hotel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was real good.
Yeah. So he definitely has the advantage because of his scumbag ways, but he is a smart coach, and I'll give that to him. You know,
he's like, it's a war game, so we're gonna make this total war. The war game does not end at the white lines. It's all week. It's the whole, you know what I mean? So he like brings in like NSA type, well, allegedly. You gotta respect it. No, it's cheating.
No, hey, look, man, it's something that needs to be said, right? Like, you know, it's so weird how like all of a sudden you play the Patriots and your alarm goes off in your hotel and you're up, you know, like, and you can't get back in your room for like another 3 hours. So now you're trying to go back to sleep at 5 a.m. It's really funny that Dre brought that up. I just didn't see that coming.
It's true. Dirty tactics.
You know, and I hope I pronounce it correctly. Jaeger 805.
Like
Jaeger.
Jaeger.
All right, bro. My bad. I appreciate it. We appreciate the contribution. We definitely appreciate the contribution here at Niners All Day. And he said, "Why are the Niners using so much shotgun this year? Once our all line is fully healthy, do you think that we will call more plays for Jimmy under center? Thanks for your channel. It's awesome, man. We appreciate that. I don't know why I don't know. That's a question for Kyle Shanahan. We all know that Garoppolo is better under center. I have no idea. Jason, who has the explanation for this?
Two things. One, you know, there's something going on right now with the ankle still, right? So he's not hitting his back foot and just like, so when he drops back, he's not just hitting his back foot and throwing, right? Like, remember I showed you that the use check miss? Hits the back foot, use checks looking at him, just throws it and burps the baby real quick, and then he gets hit. So it's that, and it's the offensive line. Like you have to protect him, and Jimmy's statistically worse with the ball in his hands longer. Listen to that one more time. When the offensive line gives him a bunch of time, he's worse. So the ball's got to get to him and get out. So one, you're protecting him. Two, you're putting him in a comfort zone. And right now, that ankle is not conducive to dropping back, having him hit that back foot, and then just letting it rock. That's just not how it's working right now. So.
Also, when Mostert's out and McKinnon's the starting running back, he's more comfortable from the shotgun anyway because he's a third down back and he doesn't have the juice to get from the I formation outside the tight end like Mostert does. So there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And he's great in pass pro.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good. This is a question, right? I said that if JaMychal Hasty does not start, we're losing this game. I kind of want to take that back.
He's not going to start.
He's not.
He needs to get the lion's share of the time. Like
they just need to use it like they used Mostert last year. Like, okay, you're off the bench, but you still like if you're the man, then you get 15 carries.
He needs
20 carries. Yeah, exactly.
There was a play. Matter of fact, it was on your film breakdown, Grant. He was in the backfield. There were guys in his face. He plants on his left foot, cuts back. He plants on his right foot. Cuts back and gets upfield.
And then finishes with violence and force. Bro, I like that. Yeah.
It was only a 4-yard run, but he had to cover so much ground to get those 4 yards. I was like, that.
And the fact that he could string together those two cuts, the fact that he could make those cuts off both legs at all is impressive because some guys can only do it off one. Some guys can't do it off either. He could do it off both and he could hit them both at the same time. That's the kind of stuff that Frank Gore used to do. It looks like you're skiing. You know what I'm saying?
So good. Like whoever coached JaMychal Hasty to have those type of feet should be an NFL trainer, like literally.
That's probably God given though. At a certain point, I don't think there's anything Mostert can do that. That's just something Hasty got. I like that. Who does he remind you of?
Like
Marshall
Freeman, like one of those like type like
Alvin Cook, Alex Madison. Like, he's so violent. I like that, and he's shifty.
Like you said, like mini Marshawn.
Yeah, that's what I see. Good player.
Yeah. So I definitely hope you. So I know I said that on the last episode. I want to take that back. I feel like JaMychal Hasty has to have most of the carries in order for us to win because of his running style.
100%.
And Jerick McKinnon is just. I don't know.
They're down.
They're down for sure.
They're down.
I like that. Screens, swing passes.
Yeah, no, third down. He has to be the guy who catches passes out of the backfield and is in there on third down, who can pass pro on blitzes. Like, that's it. Like, he's trustworthy. I'll give him that. Very trustworthy when it comes to that. So, yeah.
And you're trying to find as many running backs and tight ends to throw to in this game because those corners are crazy. It's not just Gilmore.
J.C. Jackson.
The Cordy brothers are really good, bro.
Yeah, so you want to throw over the middle to your running back. To me, it's all about use check. Use check is a playmaker that they don't use enough. They call him an offensive weapon. They basically use him as a blocker who gets like a target or two a game. I think he could be more than that. I think he could get 4 targets, 5 targets a game.
Juice has been robbed of 3 touchdowns, or at least 2 this year.
He's a baller.
That same route that he ran last week and Jimmy missed him, that's happened 3 times this season.
That's ridiculous, man. And it's it's not a long throw.
I didn't get any apologies in my mentions either. Like after I explained it even better, guys. Because you post a clip of Jimmy missing the layup and everyone loses it on you as if I was the one who missed the pass.
Hey, why did Jimmy hesitate on that throw? Why did Jimmy hesitate on that throw?
What is he burning the baby for?
It's open. He steps to the left and takes the hit. That was strange, man.
Dude, he hits the back foot and Juice is like this. I stopped it. Juice is looking right at him. Like,
and he's like, nah. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Don't even
all the quarterbacks on the Niners are like mentally. I don't get it, man.
I mean, okay.
Kyle's got to figure that out. I don't mean to bring up the backups. I'm just saying, like, it's not just Jimmy. We've seen this from all of them. So is it the offensive line's fault? Is there too much I don't know what it is, but like Shanahan's so good at X's and O's, but what he needs to figure out right now is like the psychological aspects of the most important position of his team. Not Nick, Jimmy in particular. Because Jimmy is like teetering on he barely has any confidence right now.
It's crazy, man. Like you see some of these.
Hold on. Do you think that Jimmy Garoppolo is done?
No, but I think that
is Kyle Shanahan going to bring it back next year?
Oh man, if he beats the Patriots in New England this weekend, yes. If he loses this weekend, all bets are off. It's a big game, man. If they lose this weekend, they're going to be 3-5 pretty quick because I don't see them beating Seattle. That's just because it's a road game after a road game. That's hard.
And then I think that we'll start to see a little bit of selling too if this game gets.
That's what I'm saying. If they lose this game, you might see Tart go. You might see, Sherman go. Who knows?
That's what I've been hearing too. That Tart ready to go this week, but they didn't play him because just in case.
That's the word on the street.
Whoa!
You see Grant agreeing though?
It's the rumor.
All day from Jason Aponte and Grant Cohn at 12:33 p.m. on a Saturday. We lit. Let me take a sip for this. Hold on. So, you're telling me that there is some talk in the San Francisco Bay Area streets. Oh yeah, brother. That Jaquiski Tartt is rumored to be ready to play, but they're holding him out just in case we lose so they could sell high and get a return for him because
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor. I'm not reporting it. I'm not tweeting it. It's something I've heard, and I don't know if it's true, but Jason heard the same thing.
I heard the same thing.
It is the rumor going around right now. We'll see. And we know the thing about D Ford was a rumor going around for a while too, and it ended up being true. Like that was everyone was saying, "Hey, did you hear about D Ford? Like it's serious. He's thinking he's considering retirement." And I was like, "Really?" So everyone heard that,
right?
And this is the next one that
I heard it, and I text Grant. I'm like, Grant, have you heard it? And he's like, "That's what's the word on the street." Now here's the thing. It's just a rumor. Like I'm not breaking any news here, but here's the thing, right? You have to think about it this way. does this organization realize that they're not going to bring back Tart? And if you can get a third for him and get something for him, do you do that? And
make sure he doesn't go to like the Seahawks or like a division rival or something like that. Yeah.
That's up to them. That's really up to them. And that's really the thinking behind it. It's not blowing it all up. It's okay. At this point, there's going to be contenders who are looking to fill in their back end, and Jaquiski Tartt can add anything can add a bunch to any team that's contending. So it's not like crazy.
And they need picks. They need picks. They don't have a third. They traded that for Trent Williams.
Oh, yeah.
But if they beat the Patriots or not, I don't think they're going to trade Jaquiski.
No, I don't think so either. That's the thing.
It's just like if the season falls apart before the deadline. The deadline's after the Seahawks game.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, David Royce, you must be new here. So I'm going to tell you straight up, like any disrespect to any of the Niners All Day family, that includes Grant Cohn, you won't be back here anymore. So this is your first warning. You do it again.
That's right, David. That's right.
Do it again, bro. Like you're out of here. It's just we're not going to tolerate the disrespect. Not to none of the Niners All Day family.
Oh my god, that's so great.
I'm just letting you know, David. No disrespect, no hard feelings, but you're not going to disrespect Grant.
Oh yeah, but look, this isn't breaking news, and please do not yell at me on Twitter. I am just reporting something that I heard, and that's
the whisper. It's like when everyone hears the same whisper, it's noteworthy. It's something to file away. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I really was trying to get like a follow-up, right? So as a reporter, Grant, right? You get a source, you try to follow up with another source. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So when I asked Grant about it, Grant's like, I heard that too. So that's it. We just heard the same thing.
You texted me and you said, have you heard about the Niners possibly shopping anyone in the deadline?
I didn't want to say the name, and I didn't want to act like
yeah, it's hard. And you were like, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
but I didn't hear it from him or the team or the agent. It's just the whispers on.
It's whispering the wind. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all.
And again, the idea is that he could have possibly played this week, but they want to maintain the option of trading him next week or the week after and not, further injure him and hurt his value. But again, that's unsubstantiated.
And I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't think
it's going to happen either.
I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. So that's there.
All right, so since we're like on this trade train and making moves, right? Do you think that the Niners honestly make a move for somebody that could have an impact on this roster and help us win games this year? I mean,
yesterday was great. You know how mad I was yesterday when you found out that Marcus Golden was there for a 6th rounder. Yes.
I get it, bro. I'm with you all the way, right? But at the same time, they don't have Chandler Jones anymore. So if they had Chandler Jones and they got him, I would be like, okay, now I'm pissed, right?
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying that the 49ers could have sent a 6th-round pick to get Marcus Golden. Right. It's like, come on, man. Like, what? Like, why did we trade for the guy from the Jets when we could have had Marcus Golden on from the Giants? Is Grant frozen?
No, I'm here. Sorry, I'm texting. She's like, "Is that true about Jaquiski?"
It gets me upset that the 49ers could have had Marcus Golden for a 6th rounder, but they chose Patrick Willis's unaffiliated stepbrother or whoever he is. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, Marcus Golden could step in right away, man, and help. Willis is a project, so for a 6th-round pick, that feels foolish to let Arizona go ahead and get that. When if that was the price, John Lynch should have been on the phone all day because we know 6th-round picks don't pan out.
Yeah. You could clearly see the teams who want to win the Super Bowl now. It's the Ravens, it's the Seahawks, it's the Chiefs, it's the Saints. I mean, and the Saints are no better than us. That's why I'm not. I kind of calm myself down.
The season is over because just as I always said.
I mean, the Saints are 1 game away from being us. They're 3-2. So it's the season isn't that much over for us. Like now we're still in this thing. You know what I mean? But you see the teams who want to do a damage right now, like who want to win right now. And it's either going to be John Lynch is a genius because he maneuvered the cap correctly, him and Parag, and he brought in the right players, and he was able to capitalize on everybody else being broke when we had some relief, and then bringing in some guys so we could, make another championship run. Or it's going to be John Lynch, you look stupid because you're sitting back waiting for the perfect opportunity and everybody else is getting better. And now look, you're a middle of the pack team and you could have did something about it.
See, if it was like Vish said, right? Like, you want to hold picks, right? And you want to get picks. That's cool. But a 6th-round pick for Marcus Golden, like I would have been like, yeah, just send him over. Like, send him. What do you have? 10 sacks last year? Send him over. Like, that's not. How many 6th-round picks besides Wes Welker really pan out? Like, what's the percentage on a hit?
The last one that I remember who had a damn good career,
Brady?
who was dominant. No, Michael Bennett.
Bennett, yeah.
He was a 6th round.
Again, the Niners have no picks. I think they're trying to get picks, not give up picks. I think any trade the Niners would make at the deadline would be player for player.
Well, we have a 1st, we have a 2nd, we don't have a 3rd, we have a 4th, we have a 5th, we have a conditional 5th that's coming from the Broncos. So we have 2 5ths next year. We have 2 6ths, and we have a 7th now. So I mean,
I see what you're saying.
They got some, they got some picks. It's just I want to see John Lynch be like the Ravens and the Chiefs, or I get motivated to make this team better. Like, you can't just stay put. Like, if we were healthy, we'd be good right now, but we're not. So, like, bring guys in to make this team better so we could still make a run, bro. Like, you can't just stay pat. You have to get better. And John Lynch,
real quick. Let me say something real quick. Now that I've been looking, this thing about Jaquiski Tartt, it's more than a rumor. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I gotta say that because I know who the source is. It's a one source deal, so I'm not going to report it. It's not 2, but it's pretty solid, guys.
I'm done talking about it because I don't
want to lose this weekend. I bet you Tartt's gone. If they lose to the Patriots, I bet you they trade him.
And I've heard term deals. I've heard the team and the terms and what we would get back for him too.
Oh, I haven't heard that. Yeah, no, hey, he's gone. He's gone if they lose this weekend. Jaquiski, if you're watching, you probably already know, but you're gone if you lose this weekend. So,
Jason, you just hurt my feelings. You knew about this, bro, and
I don't, because I wanted to get it. Like, I'm not the breaking news guy. Like, I watched the things like
please break the news to me. God damn.
But yeah, I mean, look, I just heard about it. I talked to a few people. I had to double check with Grant as well too. Like, it's crazy, man. People come to me with this sort of stuff all the time, but I never talk about it because I'm not I don't want to be in this business because I see how people react. Get it wrong and everyone's all over you, and I don't want to
get it right and everyone's all over you, man.
Right. And if anybody's the example, it's you, right? And I don't want that energy. Like, I don't want that energy on my timeline. I mean, like,
people get so jealous.
Hey, so all right, so you can't say the team in what we get back because
I just don't want to get killed on Twitter.
No. No, bro. I don't
know.
This is the thing. I don't want anybody to mess up their sources, right? And so, honestly, if you divulge that information, it would mess up your source. I don't want to do that because I like this type of information also. Yeah. But is it just draft picks, or is it draft picks in players, or is it a player?
The pick. It's a pick.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not feeling that because
you got to remember though, like it's all up to the organization. Does the organization believe?
Is it a 3 or is it a 2? Is it a 3 or is it a 2?
It's a 3.
All right. So I guess it's like you get the 3 in a comp pick, but you get to choose where he goes.
Yeah, and you get him out of the conference.
I mean,
out of the conference. So he's going to Cleveland or Baltimore.
He said it. I didn't.
What? I didn't say it. I don't know.
In Baltimore lost Earl.
It's to Baltimore for a 3rd.
Oh,
Baltimore all in. Baltimore.
So that means
their chips to the table right now because they want to win now.
Hey, it's almost like John Lynch. That's actually not bad because John Lynch is kind of trying to put himself in position to trade up into the 1st again, bro. I see it.
It's a late.
Yeah, you need to get a quarterback. You might like one of these 4. You like Fields.
Hey, bro. John Lynch is trying to trade back into the 1st this year because if you could trade a 2nd and a 3rd. For a low 1st, or if you can get a 2nd for him and trade 2 seconds, like this is very interesting, bro. I appreciate you guys. This is
that was gonna get so much shit for this. Oh my god. I'm gonna get so much shit for this. Please, I don't bring this energy to my timeline. I'm just telling you something that I heard. That's all, guys. I still don't think it's gonna happen. There.
All I can say is it's not my source. Someone passed on their information to me that I wasn't involved, but knowing who the source is It's solid, guys.
Solid. Wow, that is amazing.
Oh God, I'm so scared.
That is amazing.
Again, it's not my story. I'm not going to go out and take someone else's thing that they sent to me that they shouldn't have sent to me.
I'm not going on Twitter all day today.
Yeah.
All right. So, but all right. So, let's go in a circle.
Yeah.
We say we split these next 3 games. Well, these next 4 games, and we go 2-2. And what does that make us? That makes us 5-5.
5-5.
Right? And we get healthy and we get everybody back. Do you guys see us making a run into the playoffs? Let's go.
They got to win this game, man. And if they win this game, then I think that this team gets a confidence boost because they went in there and they slayed the big bad beast,
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully the next week, you get reinforcements and then that makes you feel a little bit better. The Seattle game is going to be a close game regardless, just because it's divisional, but it's going to be tough to win over there. Like, again, defense can be had. The 49ers, they know us, but that's fine. Like, I'm looking ahead. If they win this game, then they've got to feel much better because they went in there and they slayed the beast and punched them in the face, right? So that's really, really where it starts. It's got to be a start this week. So if they win the game, then yeah, this team starts to feel good. You get back Tart, you get back, a few other people next week. Who knows? So like again, week to week. Take your wins when you can get them. The problem is that I think that the fan base is a little bit too preoccupied with catching Seattle, and I think they should be more preoccupied with catching Arizona and LA. Here's why. Seattle's 5-0.
Arizona's about to lose this week, though. They're playing Seattle.
Right.
So we could jump them.
So Seattle's going to be 6-0. And remind you, they haven't played the other 3 NFC East teams yet. Remind you, that's 9 wins off the rip. 9. And that's not counting all the other games that they play. This is a 13-win team. 12-win team. For sure. Yes. I don't think the 49ers are going to get there. So put Seattle out of your mind. Let's just get to the dance. Get in the dance. That's it. Get in the dance. That's all it does.
Matt,
so the original question was
about to find your way up out of here, bro. I just told y'all, no disrespecting anybody of the Niners All Day family, bro. You have a nice one, bro. I hope you find another channel where you could, talk how you want to.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's less about reminding people because I ignore idiots all day. I just don't want to open my app and see that on my timeline because it drains my energy and I don't even want to be on Twitter like that. So it's like whatever. It's fine. Who cares?
The question was if they go 2-2 the next 2 weeks, will they make the playoffs? Can they make a run? Hell yeah.
Next 4. Okay.
All right. Hell yeah. The next 4. Hell yeah. If they're 5-5 at the bye week. And then 7 teams make the playoffs this year. I mean, you only got to be 9-7, maybe 8-8 makes it. Hell yeah. The way I look at it is if Raheem Mostert comes back and can actually play more than like 2 games in a row, he can do what he did last year. The Niners can beat anyone. The only teams in the NFC that I think are like head and shoulders above the Niners right now, if they even are head and shoulders above the Niners right now, are Seattle and Tampa. I think the Niners can compete with New Orleans or Green Bay. I do. I think their defense is playing really well, even though they have a bunch of backups and they have a really good offense if their quarterback is playing confidently. So, yeah, they can definitely go on the run.
You know what? I don't want to sound like a hater, but when I watch Seattle, they're just not that good. It seems like
that's true. I mean, they have major weaknesses too. I mean, like what?
Like
I watch only teams. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right.
And look, I don't want to sound like I honestly don't. But when I watch, I'm like, is this team really that good? Like,
no, their defense sucks. Their defense sucks.
It's like one thing I can say is they make plays when they need them. It's like they're down by 7 and boom, DK Metcalf 60-yard touchdown, and
they have the best quarterback in the league. I think they have the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Mahomes.
Yeah, because he does more with less.
He just does more.
He does more with less. Give him Tyreek Hill. Give him all those guys. Give him that play caller.
Yeah,
and watch what Russell Wilson to do.
That's right. Correct.
Sean Shepard with the donation. Niners offer me Pettis and Tart for Grant, Jason, and Kanan. I was all in until they had a Kanan. Jason can't tell third. Bro.
Honestly, they're getting the short end of the stick on that one with me, man. I can't tackle at all.
Hey, yeah. So let's go into our score predictions. I think you guys already said them, but let's just run back.
2017 Niners. Yeah. It's going to be an ugly game. Come down to the last few seconds. Field goal either on our side or the 49ers going to have to make a stop. This game's going to be close. It's not going to be points. So, yeah, 2017.
All right.
I picked the same thing. I'm like picturing a game against the Ravens from last year.
Right.
Like same. It's the same offense except not as good. It's the same quarterback except not as good. And you saw how the Niners had a brand new defensive scheme specifically for the Ravens. They didn't play wide nine. They had this 5-man front that did a good job. They shut down the running backs. I think they're going to 2017. I think they're going to do a good job on defense, and the offense will be good enough.
Yeah. I'll go 24-21. I think it's going to be kind of similar. Like it was against the Rams. We come out, firing. Then, the second half, there's a little sputters. You see Belichick getting more of a feel of the game. New England scores 3 touchdowns, and then, we kick a field goal, and have a good last series on defense to win the game. My keys to success is I'm not even going to say 100. Cam can't have over 80 yards rushing. We cannot turn the ball over more than once. I would rather go another game with having 0 turnovers like we did against the Rams, but we can't turn the ball over more than once. Cam under 80 yards, and we have to get pressure on the quarterback. We have to get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, man.
We have to make him uncomfortable, because that's what the Broncos did. They made Cam really uncomfortable in the pocket, and like Jason said, the Broncos defensive backs were injured in that game. So, it was more of an emphasis to put pressure on Cam. And now it's the same thing with us. We're missing our strong safety and our free safety, both starting safety. So solid, you have to make an emphasis on getting pressure on Cam Newton when he's in the pocket.
See, I'll say this, and shout out to everybody who likes the jacket. I appreciate y'all. But the thing is Dre Greenlaw bringing on the field this week bodes well for them holding Cam down. Honestly, man, because he's such a great tackler, man. Like I keep bringing it up, but oh my God, man, that play with Darrell Henderson, he's literally shifting his body. He's got his eyes on it, and then when he finally gets to that space, he shoots right. Like it's not even like it's a straight shot, and he stops him, man. And it's just Dre Greenlaw is going to be really big in this game. So is Trey Warner, obviously, but Greenlaw is great, man.
You know why the Niners are going to win? Because Quan Alexander is not playing.
Well, why you got to do that to my boy, bro?
Because look,
why you got to do that to my boy, bro?
But when you're playing a wildcat zone read offense, you can't have Mr. Instinctuality out there. You need everyone doing sticking to their assignments, and that's not his game.
Right.
It is Greenlaw's game.
Right.
So it's nice to not have the freelancer in this matchup.
And to be fair, this offense doesn't struggle with design runs. They just struggle with zone reads, like those option runs.
True. And scrambles.
Cam's thing is they're just, he's back in shotgun, he gets it, he puts the football down, and he just goes. Those I'm not as worried about.
Power,
Right, I'm not worried about those. It's when he puts the ball in somebody's belly and he's pulling it out. That's what gets me nervous. That's it.
Yeah. But again, the Niners did a good job against the Ravens with that last year. They had a nice plan. They should be prepared for this.
Yeah, hopefully. And man, shout out to Danny Terry. He brings up something that's really good. Oh, our special teams has looked amazing the last 2 weeks. They looked really good. Shout out to the special teams coach. Yeah. Whoever you are, you have done a really good job with our special teams. We have looked amazing. Danny Terry, man, shout out to you. He said, Dre, facts, and no penalties. If possible, Bill is going to have Cam run after watching our weaknesses. I just want to hit on the no penalty stuff. We have had a lot of penalties this season. A lot.
Hey,
so that is a good point to bring up.
You see Danny's point right there? So, Danny, this is why the 49ers need another edge rusher, right? They should kick Armstead inside with Kinlaw, man, and then you'll see the sacks are gonna come. Armstead's gonna be much better inside. So if they had somebody like a Marcus Golden or somebody like that they could use to kick him inside, then I think you'd really, really see the impact from Armstead, man. He's doing well this year. I really enjoy watching him play, but I think that everybody's tied to, can he replace Buckner? And I think that's really
that's not his job. He's been playing more. He's been playing more of the edge, and right now per PFF, he's the number 7th ranked defensive lineman in the league right now. So what?
Real quick, though, you guys are saying, like, why didn't the Niners go get Marcus Golden? The answer is they don't even know if they're buying or selling right now.
That's right. That's why. Like,
They don't know if they're buying or selling.
That too, right? So, like, let's say Marcus Golden was available after this week. Then I think maybe they're like, okay, let's make that move. But it's just what frustrated me is that if it's a 6th rounder, that first of all you had a chance to sign him. Your guy Nick Newman was all over this all offseason, honestly, all offseason about why aren't you bringing him in for nothing. For nothing, and then when you're talking about a 6th round pick that you could have had him twice for nothing, and that's I think where my frustration comes in.
Let's bring in Ziggy Ansah and pay him $3 million
that's what I'm talking about.
For him to tear his bicep.
Right? Like I don't care about bringing your buddies in. That's my issue with the coaching in this league, right? Just because you know Mike Nolan doesn't mean that he deserves to be your defensive coordinator. You know,
get to know someone better.
Thank you. Come on, like just because you know the guy doesn't mean that he's here to help.
We'll set up the icebreaker. We'll give you guys 8 topics to talk about. You can hash it out, and then now you're friends. Now you know him.
Hey,
Grant's got all the answers, bro.
Kevin Givens, I think he's another key to winning this game. He is really good, like extremely good, like really good. I think that he has been playing better than DJ Jones this year. That's just me. And I think that, he has to get, at least 30 snaps up the middle, and we need you to get about 5 pressures. That's what we need from Kevin Givens. DJ, if you could show up in shape, I would really appreciate it. It's
the bottom of his heart. He would really appreciate it.
DJ, you are very talented, but after about 5 snaps, you suck and win, bro. Shout out to Kinlaw. Your conditioning is in a really good place to be a rookie. DJ, I need you to get in shape. It's week 7. We need to be in shape.
You're not wrong, but hey, honestly, this game is all about, like I said, the 49ers don't have problems with design runs. They have problems with the reads and the options. So that's where it'll be. And again, to belabor the point, Edelman, White, that's it. I'm not really worried about anybody else in this passing game. And Brent, let me.
I thought you said Edelman is White. That's it. I was like, jeez. I was like, oh, no, Edelman and White, right? Of course.
Edelman and James White. There, I'll say it. Right here, Brent. Tell me if I'm a little bit off base here, because when I watched the Patriots over, right? This last game. Either Cam didn't get the practice reps, or COVID's really messing with him because he looked gassed. He looked gassed.
That's what COVID supposedly does to you. I haven't had it, and I guess it doesn't affect everyone the same way, but it's a respiratory illness. How could it not? I was surprised that Fred Warner came back so quickly and played so well. I thought he was going to look the way Cam looked.
Right. So I don't want to put it all on that, but it's something to wonder about, right? Because I watched him and I'm like, look at Cam, like he's just like doubled over, and I'm like, damn, like you know what? But is it? I don't even think it can really be attributed to practice reps, because guys don't practice and they don't come out here gassed.
Where was the game? Was it in Denver or New England?
It was in New England.
If it was in Denver, you could say it's altitude.
It wasn't the altitude at all. Like that's the thing too. And it's like, and then it's weird because the Patriots have been off schedule for how long? Since all this happened, right? Like they haven't been able to practice properly. This is their first week that they missed the practice.
They're gonna look better. And again, they almost beat the Seahawks. They're a good team. It's gonna be such a good game.
That's another thing that I'm worried about. This is the first time that we're going to play a team. This is going to be our closest to having a COVID breakout. The Patriots, they're just coming out of the this is the first game that Stephon Gilmore is going to play in weeks, right? So I mean, it's and now I just seen on my phone, I'm getting reports that the Bills, they've had a breakout.
Their entire tight end room, except for Tyler Kroft.
Yeah, man. COVID. So it's like we're starting to play all these teams who have had COVID. And so I'm a little nervous about that too. Guys, mask up. It's going to be cold over there in Boston, anyways. Put on your mask. If you got to put on the visor that protects you from COVID, that the NFL went out and had Oakley make, put the damn visor on your face mask, man, and let's be safe. Let's be safe, man. Let's come out of this thing, physically healthy, and let's come out of this thing with no guys tested positive for COVID, man, because it's a serious thing, man. So that's another thing that I'm also worried about too, bro. Is starting to play these teams that have had outbreaks. It's a little worrisome. Yeah, man. So Man, this has been a really good show. You guys you and Jason had some really good insight on some subjects that I had bro, y'all really plugged in, man. Y'all.
Well,
we weren't gonna say it either. You journalism us real. You reported us real good. You're like, no. Can you tell us something? And we're like, all right, fine.
No. Hey, bro, I said you don't have to tell me the team. You don't have to tell me the team. I said, but if you could let me know, if it's gonna be picks in the player, and then the information was divulged. But I'm. It was like I was sitting back watching y'all today, man. Like I really appreciate like y'all bringing that, because that's the type of stuff that people want to see, bro. Like nobody else has talked about this. Nobody.
I'm just lucky that people come to me because they know I'm not going to, like put anybody at risk, So like when I hear it from one person, I'm like, okay. When 2-3 people hit my phone and text me about it and they're like, yo, look out for this. That's when I'm starting to be like, all right, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. So it's a really good episode, man. Shout out to all the subscribers and the viewers of Niners All Day. If you guys have a Twitter, if you guys have a Facebook, whatever platform that you guys are on, man, go to press the 3 dots and retweet this or post it and let people know that, Niners All Day had a great show, and, that the faithful should go ahead and check us out, man. We really appreciate all the support we can get. So, retweet us, repost us on Facebook. I don't give a damn anywhere. You know what I mean? We trying to make this platform bigger and bigger by the day. So with that being said, man, it's going to be a good week. Hopefully we edge out a win.
No. Let me do my Dre. Yo, we smoking that Patriots pack all week, fam, all week. And that ain't that mid. That ain't that mid Eagles, right? It ain't got no stems. It ain't got no seeds. It's fully grown.
Hey, I talked the most that week, and we
whatever, bro. Look,
horrible.
But you had all the right to. Without a pick six and a fumble and all that, we easily beat the Eagles. So it's not your process was correct, but the result wasn't there. It's always process over results, Trey. Always.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see if we can smoke that Patriots pack, bro. Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, man, I'm gonna watch the rest of this Khabib UFC, man, and then Grant, we'll be back on Saturday, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you next week.
All right, bro. Guys. Peace out. We're gonna let Kendrick take us out.
This is Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. You're watching the Niners All Day Show. What up, Bronze? What up, Dre? Let's get it, man. Yee!